Okay, welcome to the Dalton Academy of Maths. Okay, remember that my email or Gmail is dublinacademy@gmail.com. Okay, so today it's Junior Higher Maths Series 1 and it's episode 7 and it's paper 1. We're dealing with paper 1 as you know. Now, this is Surds. Now this is going to look Google Gaga to you because you won't know what's happening here. But each of these, you remember the questions, 36, 37, 38 and so forth, 39, and they're all going. Okay, so as you may have noticed, I'm following I'm following all the questions. So if you have a problem with 19, I know where to get it from. Okay, which episode. Right, now this is P is equal to root 5 plus root 3, comma, Q is equal to root 5 minus root 3, and then simplify P squared minus Q squared. Okay, now I'm going to rub this out and do a few questions and explain surds to you, okay? Today's surds. Right, so surds doesn't come up that much. I've only seen one question out of the last 3 papers. It's unbelievable. Okay, 3 years, right? So that doesn't mean they won't come up, but the simplified forms will, you know? So what is a surd? Right, well, a surd is this. It's an irrational number. It means that they can't, if you get the square root of that, it's going to have a reoccurring decimals. Okay, so in other words, it's going to be a long decimal number or whatever, you know. So they write it as root 5. Now remember that root 5 by root 5 is equal to 5. Now how do I get that? Well, let's go back to basics. Root 16 by root 16 is equal to 16. We'll have a look. Square root of 16 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, so that's another way of representing 5. Okay, so if you have 5 and you want to, and everything else is root 5, you can say 5, well, I can change that by 5 times root 5. Okay, that's the trick there, okay? Just to let you know it does occur. Anything else? Now, okay, how do we handle surds? How do we simplify them? Okay, so the subject today would be like subject now would be kind of simplifying. How do I simplify surds? Okay, so surds are usually in this form. Okay, now that means that plus or minus. That means that it's got a real part and it's got this root part. Okay, now a lot of these things have to do with sort of imaginary situations, but it will get to imaginary numbers. But anyway, we're dealing with a real part. Well, not a real part. It is a real part as such, and this is a real part. But with a plus minus root b. For example, right, well let's break down something. Root 20. Well, root 20, now through multiplication, root 20 is equal to root 4 by root 5. Do you see? Okay, so that means that 2 times root 5 is the answer to that. Okay, moving on. Now, simplifying surds. So adding and subtracting surds. If we add and subtract are really the same thing, okay? Because we have minuses numbers on us, subtracting and adding. Root 20 plus root 5. Now, that's going to equal to minus root 80, okay? Now, root 20, I have to look at the lowest base here. So I'm getting the same base again, okay? So I'm looking at 5. I know what 20 is. 20 is root 4 by root 5 plus root 5. And what's 80? 80 must be something by 5 is equal to 80. Okay, something by 5. Okay, because we're looking at root 5 here. So 5 times 16. 5 16s are 80. Okay, so that's minus root 5 times root 16. Okay, now I can break these down, simplify them. Root 4 is 2 times root 5 plus root 5 minus root 16 is 4. What by what will give me 16? And you see there you've got 2 times root, you've got 2 root 5s, and you've got plus root 5. Now this is grouped. Now, okay, remember we've got 2 of them here and we've got another one here. Another ones we've got root 5 and another root 5. And then we've got another one here, root 5. Well, we just add them. Okay, it becomes 3 times root 5. Okay, 3 times root 5 minus 4 times root 5. So 3 times root 5 minus 4 times root 5. Take the smaller from the larger and keep the sign of the larger. That's the answer to that. Okay? Yeah. So that's adding and subtracting a surd. You must get the same base. Remember, same base came up before with solving index questions. Moving on. So we have multiplication now. I'll do it black. It's black. It's multiplication. Alright, so multiplication is... let's have a look at a question. Now, 3 times root 5 multiplied by minus 2 times root 3. Now, what's that equal to? Well, we multiply the real parts, or without the root sign, and we add them together, and we add these together. Well, we can't because they're not the same. We multiply them. Okay, so we're multiplying 2 by minus 3. Okay, so no, what I'm doing is I'm bringing these three parts and I'm bringing this part all together. Okay, so I'm multiplying here. 2 by 3 is minus 6. Minus 2 by 6 is minus 6. Okay, and 3 5s are 15. Okay. Okay, so you understand here multiplication is each part with its own part. A with A and B with B. Now that's multiplication. And okay, it says here multiplying normally except rational and irrational can only multiply. Okay, so there you go, rational and the irrational part. So we've got the rational part and we've got the irrational part, and the rational part can be attached anyway here. Okay, so you got the rational and the irrational. Irrational is usually Q. Okay, we did this before. Now I want to rationalize a denominator. What does that mean? Okay, let's have this 3 root 8 multiplied by 2 times root 6. Okay, is equal to, right, we have to solve this. Here we go again. 2 3s are 6. 6 8s are 48. So it's 6 times root 48. Can I break that down further? 48, the factors of 48. Factors of 48 is I'm looking for a factor of 48 that can give me a q that I can root it. What does that mean? Okay, I'm looking at factors of 48 and I'm looking at I know there's 16 in it. So 16 times what gives me 48? 16 times 3. 9 doesn't go into it. None of the other 8 doesn't go into it. Oh, 8 does. 6 8s are 48. Okay, we could do 8, but it will have 6 there. Okay, but it doesn't matter. It's still the same sum. I can do 8. 8 times 6. But you know, I can get that's not the cube. I can't get the square root of 8. Okay, I can only get the cube root of 8. I'm doing cube roots, square roots. So in effect, 48 is the same as 6 times 16 times root 3. Do you see it there? Okay, so I know that 16 is equal to 4. Root 16 is equal to 4 times root 3, and you got 6 4s is 24 times root 3. Okay. Right, so that's surds, irrational and rational numbers, the rational and irrational parts. Okay, now, if we have something like this, right, in order for me to simplify this, now, I can simplify this by multiplying above and below the line by the denominator. Not, okay, I'll repeat that again. I can multiply above and below the line by the denominator. The denominator. So, I'm not multiplying by the inverse denominator. I am not changing signs. I'm just multiplying the up and below the line by its denominator. Okay, so 3 times root 5. And root 5 by root 5 is 5. Okay? And that's the answer to that. That's simplified. Doesn't look simplified, but it is simplified. Right, so remember that one. Now, what one else have we got else now? This is different now. 3 plus root 5 over 3 minus root 5. Okay. Now what do I do now? I must multiply above and below the line by the conjugate of this. What is the conjugate? It's because it's got it's in the form of a plus or minus b, and it's multiplying by a plus or minus b all over. So you have a real and an irrational part, a rational and an irrational part. So I must multiply above and below the line by the conjugate, which is the opposite. Okay, that's all I can say. It's the opposite. See the sign has changed. Okay, and I go ahead and I multiply this. So I know that these are in brackets. So we're multiplying them all out, and I end up with 3 plus root 5 by 3 plus root 5. You follow? And I multiply that out, and that's equal to 3 times this. Remember, now we've done plenty this by all of that, and this by all of that. Okay. So you got 3 by 3 plus root 5 plus root 5 by 3 plus root 5. Okay, so it's cubed, squared. So what do I do now? So I multiply them out, and I do the bottom line as well. Not forgetting the bottom line is 3 minus root 5, and this will give me a rational number by root 5. So this is the whole thing is the bottom line. I'm multiplying out the bottom line so it'll cancel in some way, or it'll give me a number that I can do something with it. Okay, so plus root 5. Do you see what I'm doing there? Same again by all of that. The second term by all of that. Okay, so I multiply these all out. Now I have to be very careful multiplying these out. It's number 1, okay, because there's so many different signs, right? Yeah, we can multiply it out. I think I'll do another question then multiplying you can show. But anyway, 3 by 3 is 9. 3 times root 5. I'll do the top line. 3 times, and you can finish it. 3 times 3 is root 9. Plus 3 times root 5. Plus 3 times root 5. Plus root 5 by root 5. 5. So I've got 9 plus 5 is 14. So I got 14. 3 times plus 3 root 5. Okay, so I've got 2 of them there. Okay, so what do? I add, right? As we said before, we did this before adding them, right? So it's going to be plus 3 and 3 is 6 root 5, right? Twice root 3. Actually, that's wrong. Twice root 3 times 5. Okay, plus 9. So you got 2 times 3 is 6 root 5. And that's the best way to explain it to you. Okay. So we've got simplifying adding source. Okay, that seems to be alright. Right, okay, moving along. And we're just finishing up now, and I found one question, and that was in 2012. Question 1C, paper 1, and it's C3, I think. Okay. And the question was, question 1C, it was written like this. This is all I have, root 5 minus root 8 times root 2 minus root 5. Now, I don't know what the question was, I don't know what the question was, but it says maybe solve this or maybe simplify this. Simplify this, I forgot to put in what it's supposed to do. Okay, so I'm going to simplify this. Root 5 by root 2. Now you've done this before, you multiply them out. Okay, so you got root 2 by root 5, or we'll do the root 5 first. No, we'll do root 2 by root 5 plus 5 minus root 2 by root 8, following the signs, minus by minus, plus root 8 by root 5. Okay, and seems to continue on down with them. This cancel, okay, right, this is plus and this is negative, and you've got 5, okay, so you got 5 plus, okay, root 8 times root 5. Now root 8 can be changed down again. Root 8 is the same as root 4 by root 2, which is 2 times root 2, okay. So you can change this to 2 times root 2 and put it in. I don't know if it's going to make any difference, but anyway, it's simplified down even lower. So that'd be 5 plus 2 times root 2 by root 5. Okay? That seems okay to me. Right, that's 2012. And there was 2013, paper 1, question 5A. No, that's an indice number. No, that's the only third question we have. Let's try some solvings. Okay, so now this is another type. 2x minus 1 is equal to 3. This is Surds again because it's in a root sign. Okay, so it's saying, what do I do here? Well, remember what we did in the equal sign when we brought everything over. We brought the squares, and the square roots became a square root, and a multiplication became division, Addition became subtraction. And it's the same principle here. Get rid of this root sign because it's enclosed in this. So it becomes 2x minus 1 is equal to 3 squared. You should be doing this with me. 2x minus 1 is equal to 9. 2x is equal to minus 1 becomes plus 1. 9 plus 1 is 10. X is equal to 10 over 5, which is equal to, 10 is over 2, which is equal to 5. Okay, you're solving this equation. Now these questions are come up quite a bit. I want to do another one here now because of I've included a lot of questions in this. I'm going to do, let's have a look at this one. Right. 11, I'm going to change it, minus root 3. I'll do that in a while. Let's try this one. This looks interesting. 3x minus 4 is equal to 2 root 3. 3x minus 4 is equal to 2 times root 3. Now look, I've got two root signs here. So what I need to do is I need to square the both of them. I can do anything to them so long as I do it to the both of them. Okay? So root 3x minus 4, all to be squared is equal to 2 root 3, all to be squared. Now, you be very careful here. The square cancels the root sign. The square cancels the root sign, but it also squares this 2 attached. Okay, because it's all everything. So remember that now. Don't get caught in that. Is equal to 2 squared, which is 4 root 3. Okay, so I'll bring it back up. 3x minus 4 is equal to 4 times root 3. Okay, so we have to solve them. 3x is equal to, well, we don't have to, plus 4 times root 3, and then bring across the 3, and there you've simplified it, you know. I mean, you can get the root sign of this, you know, but it's not going to be in the surd form, and that's what they want really, surds. It's all about surds. Simplifying, easy to look at, you know, not decimal, something that you can do something, play with it. Okay, so listen, do all those questions, they're very important, as you know. Good luck.